This is an instructional video for version 2 of the Calculation League app to be used during season 2 of Calculation League. It is October 2024, so if you're watching this video after that, there may have been further updates to the app. This video is designed to cover the updates that were made since the end of season 1. Version 1 of the app has its own instructional video, which can be found on the GMCA YouTube page. There are also written instructions for using the app on the mentalcalculation.org website. Okay, so if you're familiar with version 1 of the app, you will notice that there are some additional options on the main page. We have the Show Formatting Options button, which adds 3 more columns to change. We now have the ability to change the font size, the letter or number spacing, and the font weight or boldness. By default, these options are set up to be relatively reasonable for anybody who's using between a moderate sized laptop and a relatively small desktop screen. If you're using a bigger screen, or more importantly a smaller screen, you may need to change these options for the questions to display properly. The app is designed to store your preferences, so if you come back to the app on the same device, and it should have your preferences saved unless you are using a private browser or have deleted your internet history or something like that. We still have the 4 modes from version 1 of the app. We now also have task modes that correspond to the single player simulators on the website. These task modes can be used single player or 2-player. So for instance, you could compete against somebody else in MCWC Edition. If you choose a task mode, you also have to choose a corresponding level. Each of the task modes has 5 levels. Level 1 is relatively easy, usually. Level 5 is rather difficult, usually. Down here we have the same 2 options as before. However, the number of questions option has been restructured so that it is a proper single player mode. So if you're practicing or training, you can use the app now much more conveniently using the number of questions option. The league match is still a 2-player mode. This is for competition and to be used during the season. If you are using it single player on league mode, you have the option to choose your own multi-operation to custom format ratio. If you're doing league match, it's still going to be randomized by the app when the match starts. So for testing this, I will just do level 1 addition. Okay, so you can see I've made the various info elements much larger and easier to read. One thing to note is that on task modes, the timer in the top right counts down from 60 seconds. In league mode, it will still count down from 30 seconds. You can see we have a new button here on the right, the skip button. The skip button will allow you to skip to the next question on any single player session. It is not available on 2-player mode, and it is available on both task mode and league mode for single player sessions. So if you don't like the question, click the button, go to the next question. It's very helpful if you're practicing with the league simulator and you have one of those very difficult questions that you will not be able to solve. The toggle text direction button, it now has a keyboard shortcut. If you click the shift button on your keyboard, you will switch between left to right to left typing and back again. If it's blue, you're typing left to right. It should be situated on the left side of the answer box. If you click the shift button, now the button is red and is moved over to the right side of the answer box. Okay, so you can see it's still, correct answer counter is still functioning the same way as before. minimal other changes to this display. I'm going to skip through a few of these. Okay, so the second thing is that we have significantly updated the match results or stats at the end. This you will see an update regardless of whether you're doing league mode or task mode. On league mode, you would have the 4 categories that we've used before, and then you would have the question by question breakdown. On task mode, you won't have 4 categories. Obviously, you would just have a description of what your task was. It will indicate each question, amount of time you used for the question, whether if the question was skipped, it's just going to say skipped. If you submitted an answer, it will say your answer, the correct answer. This may be changed so that it's only indicated for answers where you did not submit a correct answer, but right now it's for any submitted answer. So you can see here 2 more correct answers, and then if I submit an incorrect answer, it looks like this. Right now there is no mark or notation that says it was incorrect. You'd have to manually look at it. Yeah, and so those are the main changes for version 2. We have task modes, we have a new single player format set up, additional ability to customize the formatting on while you're playing, more detailed statistical tracking, question by question breakdowns, and then some minor gameplay updates like a skip button and changes in the functioning of the toggle text direction button. But again, if you have any questions about using it, there's a instructional video for version 1 on the GMCA YouTube page. There are written instructions on mentalcalculation.org. And if you're still having issues, please email me at contact@mentalcalculation.org. Certainly, if you see any issues while you're using it, please email me. Thank you.